Good evening, everybody. I'm Maureen with 8 Simple Steps, and welcome to the LinkedIn/Facebook series, Why Are You an Entrepreneur? Now, if you don't know who I am, well, my company works with entrepreneurs clear across all levels, in which I eliminate the complexity and the overwhelm of building your company, managing it, scaling it, so you can survive and certainly thrive in a sea of competitors. And we do it in 8 simple steps. And I am so excited tonight. I get excited every time I have one of these because my entrepreneur is here all the way from New Zealand. I have Cyndilu Miller with me, and I love what she does. She's a visual and voice brand strategist, a Canva expert, the Clubhouse Mechanic, and an author. All right, Cyndilu, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so excited to be here today. I've been looking forward to this. We met on Clubhouse, and ever since meeting you, it has been so much fun going back and forth, helping each other with like copy and
Yep.
coming up with language.
You're like the master pro at Clubhouse. And so it's nice to actually see the face and not just the audio. So that's the exciting part of doing these, because I get to meet entrepreneurs now from all over the world. And I think right now you're the furthest one that I have had the privilege to talk with. And so because this is all about entrepreneurship and talking about entrepreneurs' journey, so that you can help other entrepreneurs who are also on the same journey. So my first question for you, Cyndilu, is why are you an entrepreneur?
Why am I an entrepreneur? That is the question.
That is the question of the hour.
Of
Or
the
the
hour,
30 minutes.
half hour, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So I am an entrepreneur because I have a husband who loves business. And when we got together, he wanted to move back to New Zealand. That's why I live here, but don't sound like I live here. And part of the marriage proposal was, will you go? And I was like, yes, absolutely. Knowing that we were going to go. And I had done entrepreneurial things before. Like I had been a Tupperware dealer. I'd been, what's that called? Avon. I'd done different kinds of things, different MLM companies. I still do one of those, but that is not my primary focus right now. My primary focus right now is Clubhouse and teaching people that, and also helping people to figure out who in the world they are and who they want to show up as. And that's the Be Bold You. So along that journey, I knew that I wanted to be able to bring a business with me, because I was like, okay, we're going to get married and within 5 years, we're going to leave the country. And I was like, okay, so I need to build a business in the US that I can take with me when I go overseas so that I can easily transition. And I thought Tupperware. I was like, honey, I'll just sell Tupperware. And he's like, no, you're not selling plastic. It's like, oh, okay, we're not doing plastic. So I started looking for a company that would work and that I could come and bring here. And I did that. I found the company. It's SCA, and that's the one I still do today. However, I found along the way that there are times that you can focus on your business so much that you lose track of what's happening in your life. And when my husband was diagnosed with Parkinson's a year and a month into the journey, it kind of made us focus again on life. And I have had to come to the point of what can I do to still move my business forward, and what can I do to learn about entrepreneurship. So for many years, I basically took schooling. I pretended that I was, every time I took an online course about online businesses or joined a membership, I kind of looked at it as if I'm in college and I'm becoming that doctor, right? They go to college for 6 to 8 years before they start doctoring. And so I did that. And now I'm kind of flying out here and starting to help people put all these things together. And they're like, how do you know all this stuff? I'm like, well, I've been studying it for 8 years.
You know,
So I
that's
wasn't doing it, but I was studying.
yeah, but that's so important because I think a lot of people will leave a corporate job or, just start something new and they don't do the research or they don't study what entrepreneurship is or, any of the craft that they want to go ahead and do, they haven't nailed down. And that has been a common theme that I have definitely seen. And I say to people, you can't Google your way uh, to building a business. YouTube videos will only take you so far. You really do need to get in the trenches and learn from others and study it. And there are entrepreneurship colleges now. So you did the right thing. And now look at where you've come. Like, do you think you could have been any further ahead if you didn't do that?
Yeah. No, totally
No.
not. And because I love to learn, it's made becoming the Clubhouse Mechanic
Yeah.
like so naturally. I just fell into it. It just was like, and I love teaching other people, and everybody needed to learn it because it was a brand new platform,
Right.
never been used before, and it's still so new. So many people still are probably watching this going, what is Clubhouse?
I know. I meet so many and I'm like, oh, I've met the best people on Clubhouse. It's such a great business opportunity. And they're like, what is it? And I'm like, you were the perfect person to get on here and say, hey, this is a new platform. You, I think, have really mastered this. And I know I've definitely bopped into many of your rooms so that you could elevate my knowledge of Clubhouse. And what I love about this, though, Cyndilu, is that you saw an opportunity. And I talk about that almost every week, is that entrepreneurship is about opportunities and identifying gaps in a marketplace, needs in a marketplace. And that's exactly what you did. You jumped on something that you really felt was going to be huge. And you made sure you learned everything about it so you could teach the rest of us on how to be great on it. And that's what entrepreneurship is being innovative enough to identify it. And then you took the risk, right? You could have walked away from it and said, oh, I don't need to do anything here.
Well, part of it's that. Part of it's I took the risk. The other piece of it is I embraced what I love.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you how many times I listen to Sandy Krakowski, and she's talking about, you're usually so close to it that you don't know that you're really good at it.
Mm.
And you don't understand that your brilliance is somebody else's education, right? Like the fact that I can pick something up, learn it, and teach it, and it looks like I'm simultaneously doing it,
Right.
but I'm basically taking, 5 seconds learning it and then teaching it immediately. So it looks simultaneous, but it's really not. It's like learn it, teach it, learn it, teach it. And that has been exactly what has carried me forward. And it is what I love doing. And I finally realized that what I do is I help bring ideas to life.
Mm. So,
And in Clubhouse, why? Yeah.
yeah. So explain a little bit more about what your business is. Tell people out there what you actually do.
What do I actually
What
do?
do you
Nobody
actually do?
really knows.
No,
I
other than you're amazing on Clubhouse, but I know you
I
have
help
some other things out there that you do.
Yeah. I help people to really define who they are, who they want to show up in the world as, and strategize to, like, I do coaching where we strategize what is it that is naturally happening in your life, and let's see if there's a way that you can bring that to the marketplace. And then what are the different ways you can bring that to the marketplace? So I'm an idea generator.
Hmm.
Literally, if you need an idea, come and ask me, because as soon as you ask me, my generator starts going and I'll come up with an answer I didn't know I had. So that's why I say I bring ideas to life, because I literally, if somebody will ask me for an idea and I'm like, here you go. And they're
Yeah.
just like, that is so brilliant. I'm like, I know, isn't it? I'm glad you're going to do it because I haven't. And I used to think that if I came up with the idea, I had to do the idea.
Mm.
Now I get to come up with ideas and let other people run with them.
That's
It's the
kind of
best.
cool, isn't it? Let them go ahead and implement it. You get to do all the creative stuff. get paid for your creativity, get paid for that brilliance. That's like a really great business model. And then have somebody else go ahead and do the rest.
Yeah,
I
I'm
love
that guy that was at the Ford factory who was sitting there with his feet up on the table, and he got
it.
paid like thousands of dollars every year to do like sit there, appeared to do nothing. And it's like Henry Ford said, yeah, but he's the guy that gave me the $1 million idea.
Right.
So he could
Right.
sit there all year. I'm gonna pay him $100,000 if he's gonna give me $1 million idea.
Right. Right. You're the visionary.
Mm-hmm.
Really. That's what you are.
I used to use visionary as one of my titles.
Oh,
That's
did
so
you?
funny. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So along the entrepreneurial journey, this is also about trials, triumphs. What has been your biggest challenge as an entrepreneur, and how did you overcome it?
My biggest challenge as an entrepreneur is feeling like I've failed because I didn't make X amount of dollars. And how I overcame it was actually I spent 6 months not charging anybody for anything and letting them know that all of my services were by donation basis only.
Wow.
And it freed me up from worrying about the income piece of it. And people gave me money. And I also started using the mantra of people love to pay me money. People love to give me money. Not even pay me money. People love to give me money. And ever since then, people are like, can I give you some money for that? And they send me money.
Oh my gosh. I kind of like this little business model that's going on, because it was a business model and a profit generator kind of behind the scenes that nobody realized it was happening. And, that was pretty brilliant, Cyndilu. I love that. I think that's great.
I had to
So,
break my mindset that
yeah.
I was exchanging, an hour for such and such amount of money.
So it's what people used to do in like the barter system. You know what I mean? It's like you're giving me this and I'm going to give you that. And it is an exchange. And then it's amazing the trust you build with people and the reputation you build and the testimonials you build. So, is this something you would recommend for a brand new entrepreneur to go ahead and do this strategy?
Give it a go. I think you need to try the different ways of doing it and find what works for you and your spirit. And that's a piece of it, is we find a guru and we think we have to do it exactly the way they do it, but you don't. Find what works with you. Find what the big word on Clubhouse right now, find what resonates, right? What is it that's in alignment with your spirit that makes you just want to do more?
So far in your business, what would you say is the greatest success you have had?
My greatest success is helping over 50, and I know there's probably over 100 because there's 50 that I know of. Over 50 people help get a club started on Clubhouse and start building their business. And building their communities and building their ministries, and watching them a year later knowing that they might not still be there had I not been there doing what I was doing.
I say every single week that I show up here is that 2,739 businesses went out today. They went out yesterday, and that many will go out tomorrow. So I love the fact that you have helped people, other entrepreneurs. I mean, that's what it's all about. It's like we are on a journey of not only building our own story, but what you did for 50, 60, 70 people was to say, hey, this could improve your business and let me show you how to do it. And I will tell you, I think Clubhouse, and for everybody out there, we're not affiliates for Clubhouse, but we are here to say that Clubhouse is something that could really take your business to that next level. I've found it to be an amazing conversion generator out there if you use it the right way. It's like any social media platform. You have to use it the right way. And that's what I said. I love the fact that you identified that people are going to need to use this in the right way, and it is very foreign to them, just like any social media platform, and you went with it. And so you believe then you know all those rooms were set up by those people. And I know a few who you help set up rooms and become more comfortable with the platform. And I know that they are thriving. Like I see it, and they will admit that you were the one they met a year ago, and look at where they are a year later. So kudos to you, because I've definitely seen what you do straight out there.
It's really funny because for a little while I was like, all these clubs have got thousands of people in them, the bigger clubs. And then I was looking at mine. But when I sat down and looked at all of the clubs that I had an influence on and that I went and helped in, it was like hundreds of thousands of people that I touched in that first year on Clubhouse. I was just like, oh, okay. So my club's under 2,000, but my Becoming Bold Jew Club is under 2,000, but I've touched 100,000 people or more.
It's love this. That's amazing. That's totally amazing. So you are running your business from New Zealand. Do you find it hard to run a company from there, where a lot of these people are from the United States, or, that's probably where a lot of your business comes from, or Canada? If somebody is in another country and they want to also have that United States or Canadian market or whatever, how do they go about it?
You have to choose whether or not you are willing to set your alarm to get up at 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. or 5 a.m. and show up, because that's the time that people are on. So, and you also need to realize that I've traveled back and forth between the countries before. I know it takes me 26 to 34 hours, depending on which side of the country I'm going to get there. I can roll over in my bed, turn Clubhouse on, because I don't have to put on I don't have to do this. I don't have to do the hair and make myself
Only
pretty.
for tonight.
Just for today. And I did. My husband's like, you look really good. I said, I know, I've got a camera thing. He's like, you do? I was like, yes.
Because you're usually on the audio. So,
I am.
What time is it there?
Fallen in love with audio. Right now it's 9:20 a.m. However, I woke up at 4:55 a.m. to do my first, or to attend my first Clubhouse room. So, but still so much easier than 26 hours on an airplane.
Right.
So I make that choice, right? And that is the entrepreneur journey, is we have to decide, are we willing to change our life to fit into what it is we want to do as a business? Or do we need to find a business that will fit into our life?
Right.
And when you find both, which is what I found, you've got magic.
So what do you think is the greatest challenge for new entrepreneurs out there? What do you think they struggle with most when they're first starting?
Knowing what they want to sell or promote, and who they want to do it for.
Right.
And you can have the most beautiful website, but if you don't actually know what it is you're trying to sell, it isn't going to help you to make a sale.
It all goes back to your target audience and your messaging. It's how you're going to show up and talk to that target audience that's relevant to them. And I agree with you. I see it all the time. And that's part of the branding process. That's part of the 5 pillars of branding, right? So I definitely, I agree with you on that. So for anybody who is in the journey right now, what real advice, what advice would you give them? You've given a lot so far, but
keep showing up. What does that mean? That means to keep being yourself when you show up, to embrace and walk into the fullness of who you actually in your gut know you can be, which has been a challenge for me, because when I really look at it, what I have to share is really powerful. To be so comfortable in your own skin that you are not concerned about what other people say, and you have put the things other people say into the underwear drawer. And let me tell you, explain that for you. The underwear drawer is one of those things that, unless you're a pervert, you don't think about it when you go to somebody else's house.
Right.
You don't go into somebody's house and the first thought is, oh my gosh, I wonder what their underwear look like in their drawer. Like, you just don't think about that.
No.
You might now, because you've heard me say this story. However, before this story, that was not the first thought that came into your life. Yet, we will sit there and ponder what crap people are saying about us. And that's the same as going in and looking at their underwear. It is none of your business, and you don't have to worry about it, and you can let it go, and you can just say, that's an underwear drawer thing, and then walk away.
I think I'm going to try and take that advice.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
So. I think that is a good one. So
it changed my life. It changed my life. Totally.
Yeah. So where do you see your company going, in the next year? What is the strategy you have in place for yourself?
Gosh, you would ask me that as I'm in the middle of trying to figure that out.
All right.
Completely. I am in that place of, how do I do this and where do I go with this? I am definitely building the Social Audio Pro portion of it as something that I can build up as a company and then sell off in 2 to 5 years.
Okay.
So my focus really for this next year is Clubhouse and other social audio apps. I just launched a podcast, or in the middle of launching a podcast right now, which is the Social Audio Pro Mechanics show. And we're going to talk about all of the different apps that are coming out, because it's not just Clubhouse, right? There's LinkedIn audio is in process. It's in beta right now. Twitter Spaces has audio. Facebook has Facebook audio rooms, Facebook audio rooms. So there's all of those. And then there's all these other ones. There's Fireside, there's Call-In, there's Entra, I could go on and on. There's about 20 right now that I have on my phone, which I'm going to be checking out and doing a little show saying, hey, this is the one I'm setting up today. And I'm going to walk people through the setup. This is what I'm setting up. This is what I'm seeing. This is what I think you could use it for, because different platforms can be used for different things. The whole social audio world right now is like about to go because it's not just one app. It's people are beginning to use their voice as the primary way of communication without having face to camera.
And I truly love it, because you can actually build really solid connections without having to be face-to-face or on Zoom. I also love it because I can get so many different value-added pieces for my business, because the amount of people bringing their experience to the table and their expertise to the table, you take bits and pieces. And I like every platform, you've got to know how to use it, and you've got to know when not to use it and who not to use it with. But if you find out, really what to do with this, you could really nail it. So for the entrepreneurs out there who have not discovered this platform, or have even branched out to audio type of social media, this certainly should be on your radar. So I have one last question, and that's about Be Bold You. Can you tell me, I see you have it trademarked there. What is Be Bold You?
Okay, so Be Bold You is a personality expression system. And if you've ever heard of the sanguine and the choleric and the phlegmatic and the whatever the other one is right now, which is why I came up with the bold system. It is the brazen, the origami, the lightning, and the devoted. Those are those four. They're the same four that have been being studied since 526 BC. So it's not something new. It's not some science that I've come up with. It's been there for ages. And it's really just looking at how do we show up in the world? What is it that we express ourselves as? And the twist that I've done on that is that I believe you can use any of the four of them at any point during your life if you understand how they each work and how they interact with each other. When you're put in a situation where you need a particular personality expression, you can go ahead and choose that expression and communicate in that way.
So if somebody is interested in contacting you about Be Bold You or linking up with you, certainly about Clubhouse and how you can help them with that, how can they get a hold of you?
So you can find me on almost every platform as at Cyndilu Miller or at Be Bold You.
Okay.
And you may find me on some platforms now as at Social Audio Pro, because I am building that as a separate business. So I do have the 3 now, which is, it could be a bit much. It could be a bit much to do. However, there are some of us that are built to actually do more than one thing. And I know there are businesses out there and there are places that will tell you find that one thing. And I would say for 99% of the people, that is absolutely true. Find that one thing. And if you're going to do more than one thing, realize that you're doing one thing at a time when you're doing that one thing. So when I'm talking about Be Bold You, I'm focused on Be Bold You. When I'm talking about Clubhouse, I'm focused on Clubhouse. I might be on Clubhouse talking about Be Bold You, but then I'm talking about that one thing. So you have to be able to separate them out if you're going to do more than one.
Compartmentalize, is that the word? So
yes, compartmentalize.
So you're doing the entrepreneur like trifecta thing going on here. So
I am, because I realized I worked a full-time job, I worked a part-time job, and I went to college simultaneously. So I was doing those 3 things and I did them successfully. I was valedictorian of my class. I was successful at both jobs. Neither of them wanted to lose me when I left after college. So I'm already that person, right? I'm that person in everything I do. Yes. I'm not just coming into entrepreneurship and saying, I'm going to do this, this, and this. No, I tend to do 3 things at a time. I don't know why. It's just who I am. So I've stopped. And that's what I'm saying about, I'm embracing that powerfulness that is within me to be able to do that and be okay with the fact that it may confuse a few. However, there are enough people that are connecting with me at the piece that they need to connect with me at. Cyndilu Miller is the creative, the one who's got the ideas and literally doing art, drawing, expressing myself. Be Bold You is that whole personality, personal growth. Who are you? And Clubhouse Mechanic and Social Audio Pro is your voice and using that in audio.
I love it. I love it.
I'm very clear about the 3.
That's and you know who you are and you know who your audience is, and that rolled out very easily, very succinctly. So I mean, people need to know if they want to juggle multiple things. I don't recommend it either. I say start with one, but this is your personality. So at the end of the day, you got to roll with it, like you said, and embrace it. So I hear that you are giving a gift away. Do you want to tell us?
Well, it's not a gift. All right. But if they go to cyndilu.com/BBY book, they can get the Amazon link. That'll take you right to Amazon to get the book. And I believe Amazon has it on sale because they've been running a sale for a while now, which is really exciting because that means my book's doing sales because they don't put things on sale. And if you go to beboldyou.com/quiz, you can take the quiz and find out which one are you. Are you brazen? Are you origami? Are you lightning? Or are you devoted? Quick 8 questions. It's for fun. It is not scientific. Please do not come back at me and say, is this backed by science? I don't know. I don't know. All I know is 98% of the people that take it go, yeah, that's totally me.
I love it. Well, Cyndilu, I have loved getting to know you a lot more, way more than I knew from Clubhouse. This is why I always like these conversations. And so I'm so thrilled that you got up. You know, this it's the morning for you, it's the evening for me. Like I said to everybody out there, we're looking at entrepreneurs all throughout the globe and coming all the way from New Zealand. I really thank you for your time to do this. And for those of you who are out there who are also entrepreneurs and you have a journey to share, you have wisdom to share, like Cyndilu Miller just did, please reach out to me, whether it be on LinkedIn to Maureen Gage Edwards or on Facebook at startandstay.com. Facebook is a great way to direct message me. And you can go to my website, 8simplesteps.net, to learn more about me, learn more about my mission, and how you can get a hold of me. So thank you very much, everybody. And we will be back next Thursday at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And I have another rock star entrepreneur, just like Cyndilu Miller. Cyndilu, you are a rock star.
Thank you.
Have a great morning, Cyndilu. Everybody else, have a great night. Talk with you soon.